right, so I pulled up the Noonan storage Google Drive folder. So hang on here. Let me share this with you. So if all of you, everybody that's been following me for a while, you all know that the Google Drive folder, the Google Drive is basically what we use to share all of our documents. And I just put everything right into the Google Drive folder. So as you can see, we have like all of our Miss Lillian's self-storage, our Miss Lillian's self-storage folder. And then inside it, we have our Noonan folder. So I wanted to pull this up for you so you could take a look at like some pictures of it and just see what it looks like. And I'm going to go through, how did I find it? How did I fund it? And how do I run it? Okay, that's really what we're going to do today. And let me get rid of this. Let me see here. So this Miss Lillian's, okay, so let's do Google Maps. Now, remember, I've been doing this for like 5 years now. So the way that I found my early on facilities was a little bit different than kind of what everybody does now. But actually the way that I found this storage facility, so I'm looking for Noonan, Georgia. And what I'm doing is I'm looking at Miss Lillian's self-storage. And let's see here. Okay, so now when you look up Miss Lillian's self-storage in Georgia here, right, you'll see where all of our facilities are. So this is where we are right here. So we're up in Jasper right now. We've got all these facilities kind of all over Jasper. I'm not sure. We could search and see where everything's at. But this one right here is actually, this is Noonan. The reason I have so many facilities like kind of in this area, just to give you guys a background, is I used to live in Peachtree City, which is right here. Okay, we lived here for 10 years. So when I got started in self-storage investing, essentially we were just looking kind of in our area. And this was in back the first facility that we bought was in 2017. And which is actually this one right here. Okay. So Miss Lillian's up here. And so then we started to build what I call mini portfolio. And just kind of like within like 30 minutes to an hour, we could just drive, right? So you could see that we used to live in this area. So to get up here was probably about 20 minutes. And each place after that is maybe like 30 minutes or something like this. Okay. So we have this portfolio. This is the one that's in Noonan. I found this facility by driving for storage. All right. So that's how I found it. So for everybody that, wants to find facilities, I'm telling you, getting out and driving around and going into these little tiny towns right here, this is where you're going to find like the deals that are going to be like, good first time deals to purchase, unless you have like $1 million plus, and then you can get out and you can get into like, this would be considered, the secondary market of Atlanta. Right. And then I would say Noonan is actually considered a secondary market. Franklin, I would consider it like a tertiary market. Right. So the further you get out, then the more, the cheaper it is. Right. Now, 5 years ago, when we got into storage, everything was cheap. Right. Because like nobody wanted to buy anything. That was in 2017, like storage, like nobody wanted to buy storage. It was like because it's just one of those things that was just coming back, right? And just in the last like 3 years or so, people really wanted to buy storage facilities. When I started coaching, which was 3 years ago, okay? So that's why you can see I bought all these in a time, but that was a very, very good time to buy in like secondary markets, okay? It doesn't mean that's not a good time to buy now. It just means that, you're just gonna have to pay more money or go further out. So in secondary markets, in primary markets, obviously it's like super expensive. And then when you get like further out, I would actually consider these two, and even Noonan, I would consider this a primary market. It really goes off of by population, whether or not it's a primary, secondary, or tertiary market. But, Noonan is really kind of like a suburb. It's like Peachtree City. It's a suburb of South Atlanta, right? So I would consider this really a primary market all the way through even McDonough. And then Griffin as well too, I would consider a primary market. So primary market kind of comes out way, way down here now, okay? So you're gonna have to go even further out to metro areas, okay? So if you can't afford that much money nowadays,